Greetings to all on the channel Forgotten Legends. Today's talk is about a striker who, despite playing for Fiorentina, instilled fear in every goalkeeper in the late 90s Serie A. His performance was just on an alien level before it became mainstream. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabriel Batistuta. The future forward was born in the village of Avellaneda on February 1st, 1969. He was the eldest child in a family of 4. He also had sisters Elisa, Alejandra and Isabella. In 1975, the family moved to the city of Reconquista, one of the largest in the province of Santa Fe, in search of a better life. Gabriel's family lived modestly. His father Omar worked in a slaughterhouse and his mother Gloria was a secretary at school. The financial crisis finally hit the financial situation of the family. At the same time, the mother protected Gabriel from all problems and he could kick the ball or fish all day long. Little Gabriel was overweight, for which he received the nickname El Gordo. Despite this, his ability to control the ball was at an outrageous level. The most interesting thing is that at first his ball was a basketball, because Gabriel preferred basketball among other sports. But that all changed after the 1978 World Cup home to Argentina, where Albiceleste won gold medals for the first time. At the head of that team was El Matador Mario Kempes, who scored 6 goals in that tournament and became the top scorer. But back to Batistuta. At the age of 9, Gabriel enrolled in the Newell's Old Boys Academy, in which Lionel Messi would later take his first football steps. After 10 years of hard training in 1988, Batistuta was included in the main team of the Red Blacks. The debut season for Batistuta turned out to be more than successful, 7 goals in 24 matches. After that, he managed to play for both giants of Argentine football, River Plate and Boca Juniors. After a successful season in Boca, 13 goals in 33 matches, Gabriel was signed by Fiorentina before the start of the 1991-1992 season. In his debut season for Violets, Gabriel scored 13 goals. The following season, Fiorentina, despite Gabriel's 16 goals, dropped into Serie B. Most of the strong players then left the Violets. All the more strange was Batistuta's decision to stay in the Florence club. Then, under the guidance of Claudio Ranieri, Batistuta scored 16 goals and Fiorentina won the 93-94 Serie B title and returned to Serie A. At Fiorentina, Batistuta found his best form, a fast, hard-working and strong center forward with an unimaginable scoring instinct. He was ideally suited to open up any opponent's defense. On the field, he knew how to fight for the ball in the air and pass on dribbling, run at speed behind the backs of the defenders, or shoot with both feet from any distance on goal. Gabriel also knew how to wonderfully cover penalties and free kicks. Sometimes he even scored with complex technical techniques like a bicycle kick. Diego Maradona spoke of Batistuta as the best center forward he had ever met. In the 94-95 season, Batistuta became the top scorer in Serie A with 26 goals and also broke the 32-year-old record of Ezio Pascutti, scoring in the first 11 matches of Serie A. In 95-96 season, Batistuta, along with Rui Costa and Francesco Baiano, helped the team put together a streak out of 16 unbeaten matches in a row. Fiorentina finished 4th that season and the Violets also won the Coppa Italia, beating Atalanta 3-2 on aggregate. The following season was not as successful, finishing 9th in the league. Despite this, the Violets defeated Milan in the Italian Super Cup and also reached the semi-finals of the Cup Winners' Cup, losing to Barcelona, scoring at least 20 goals each season against the best defenders in the world, as well as scoring against Arsenal and Manchester United in the Champions League. Batistuta finished 3rd in the 1999 FIFA Best Player Award. Soon, Batistuta began thinking about leaving because it was almost impossible to take Scudetto with Fiorentina. While in order to leave a key player was invited to the post of head coach Giovanni Trapattoni and promised that they would do everything to take the Scudetto this year. After a wonderful start, Batistuta suffered a knee injury that sidelined him for over a month. Fiorentina lost the lead and finished third in the league. In the 92-2000 season, Batistuta stayed at Fiorentina because he believed in a chance to win the Scudetto and the Champions League. After an encouraging start in both competitions, Fiorentina finished 7th in the league and were eliminated in the second group stage of the Champions League. The following season, Batistuta exchanged Fiorentina for Roma for more than 35 million euro. He signed a contract for 3 years with a salary of 7.5 million euros before taxes. In the 2000-2001 season, Batistuta, along with the Wolves, finally conquered the Scudetto, scoring 20 goals in a season. In a match with Fiorentina, Batistuta scored the decisive goal from 30 yards in the 83rd minute, after which he refused to celebrate the goal with teammates. After the match, he said the following: "I played the whole match with these conflicting thoughts in my head. I'm sorry for Fiorentina. It was important, so because I want to win for Roma, so I was trying hard, but I cannot forget my past. Certainly, I cannot say that I am happy to have scored against my former teammates, but Roma wanted to win." After the match, reporter The Guardian wrote, "Batistuta breaks Fiorentina hearts and his own." Following a poor season that followed, Batistuta went on loan to Inter Milan, where he scored 2 goals in 12 matches. In 2003, Batistuta moved to Qatari Al Arabi, where scoring 25 goals he established the Qatari Championship in goals for the season. He ended his career in 2005. In 2014, Fiorentina added Batistuta to their Hall of Fame. In 1991, Batistuta was called up to the Argentina national team for the first time for the 1991 Copa America held in Chile. That year, Albiceleste got to victory and Gabriel with 6 goals became the top scorer. In 1993, Argentina won the second consecutive Copa America held in Ecuador. Batistuta scored both goals in the final against Mexico. At the 1994 World Cup, Argentina, despite a strong start, were eliminated by Romania in the round of 16. Albiceleste was affected by the doping disqualification of their main star, Diego Maradona. Despite this, Batistuta managed to score 4 goals, including a hat-trick in the opening match against Greece. In qualifying for the 1998 World Cup, Gabriel had a conflict with the then coach of the national team, Daniel Passarella, with whom they had already crossed paths in the River Plate. Because of this, Batistuta had to leave the location of the national team. Later, they nevertheless reached an agreement and Batistuta introduced the national team to the 1998 World Cup in France. Against Jamaica, Gabriel scored 3 goals, making him the 4th player after Sandor Kosic, Just Fontaine and Gerd Müller to score 2 hat-tricks in 1 World Cup and the first to score a hat-trick in 2 World Cups. At that World Cup, Argentina were eliminated by the Netherlands with a legendary last-minute goal by Dennis Bergkamp. After the performance in qualifying for the 2002 World Cup, many experts called the Argentina national team the favorite to win. On the eve of World Cup, Batistuta said that this was his last international tournament. At that World Cup, Argentina had a group of deaths with England, Spain and Nigeria. Marcelo Bielsa's Wards could only win with Nigerians. The only goal was scored by Gabriel. Then there was a loss to 3 Lions, a draw with Spain, and for the first time since 1962, Argentina's absence from the playoffs. Batistuta, as promised, hung up his boots in the national team after the tournament. With 56 goals in 78 matches, he was the national team's top scorer for a long time until his record was broken in 2016 by Lionel Messi. At 16, Batistuta met his future wife Irina at her 15th birthday celebration. On December 28, 1990, they got married in the Church of Saint Roque. In 1991, his first son Tiago was born. In 1997, the couple had a second son Lucas. In 1999, a third son Joaquin, and 2000, a fourth son Shamel. In 2014, in an interview with the Argentine edition, Batistuta admitted that after the end of his career, the pain in his ankle was so strong that at night, when Gabriel wanted to use the toilet, he urinated on the bed because he could not move. Batistuta even wanted to amputate his leg, but the doctor turned down such a request. Later, he underwent surgery, after which the situation improved. It's hard for Gabriel to stay mobile, but he can still play various charitable matches. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe on the channel, press a like and the notification button. Write in the comments who would you like to see the next video about. Take care and watch football.